Welcome to Assimilate Fireside Chat Episode 4 by Medvarsity with Dr. Ambika, microendodontist, Managing Director of MDS Conquer Hospitals. Today episode will have us expert opinions and latest updates on root canal treatment versus tooth extraction. I am Dr. Lavanya and we have a special episode focusing on pros and cons of root canal treatment. Joining us today, Dr. Ambika, who is a Managing Director of MDS Conquer Hospitals. We welcome you, ma'am.
It was my pleasure. Thank you so much.
So, most of the people who go for a root canal treatment think it is a most painful procedure, it is a lengthy procedure. So, can you tell us today, ma'am, what are the myths commonly evolved around the root canal treatment?
Patient has this biggest misconception is all root canals are painful, lengthy, and needs a multiple visits to the dentist. This is the most common myth that I also come across with my patients. But no, it's just a myth. Your root canals are not painful. Those are not lengthy procedures, and those doesn't require multiple requirements for your dental visits. Okay, and then the second biggest myth is taking an antibiotic and a painkiller might not. You don't need to go to your root canals. No, whether you take your antibiotic or painkillers, still you require a root canal. It might be just reducing your pain for a little amount of time, but then again you have to go for your root canals, right? And your third misconception is dental extractions are much easier and painless than root canals. No, if you are extracting your teeth is just gone. So it's always good to have your natural teeth. There is no replacement for your natural teeth. So always try saving your natural teeth. Root canal is one just procedure which just tries to save your natural teeth, right?
Thank you so much for answering that, ma'am. I completely agree with it. Like most of them prefer to go for extraction because it can be done in a short duration of time. But as you said, preserving a natural tooth is the most important one. And coming to this kind of generation, ma'am, further moving on, they prefer to a dental visits to be a very short. They want the entire treatment to be completed within a single visit. So what are the indications and contraindications usually evolved around a single visit endodontics? Is it safer to go for a single visit root canal treatment, ma'am, or should we go for a conventional 3-visit type of a root canal treatment?
Yes, Lavanya, you can absolutely go for a single visit, and it is purely safe to go in a single visit root canal. Okay, and there is no difference between whether the tooth is going for a single visit root canal or in multiple visits. Okay, and it is dentist part who will decide whether the tooth will go for a single visit root canal or a multiple visit root canal. However, if it is the caries is to a it's a reversible pulpitis or an apical periodontitis, or it's indicative for an FPD, then you can go for a single visit root canal. Okay, however, you can complete the entire procedure in 45 to 60 minutes, right? If there is a underlying periapical pathologies like your abscess, cyst, then you need a multiple visits for the dentist, or a weeping canals, then yes, it should be treated in a multiple visits with multiple intracanal medicaments.
Thank you so much for answering that, ma'am. I think it might have cleared the myths around a single visit root canal treatments. So further moving on, ma'am, as you have mentioned about advancements in the root canal treatments, advancements in technology, can you tell us about the use of CBCTs in root canal treatment?
As I said, in a multiple, if you are not able to see anything, in a multiple visit root canals, if there is any anatomical variations, you might not see it in your routine dental x-rays. Then that's where you need a dental CBCT. So your dental CBCT will provide you the insights inside the tooth even before you are operating it on your chair. So it's advisable especially for your molars where there are multiple root canal systems, and if there is any, if there are any calcified canals, it's always important to go for a CBCT. Yes.
Thank you so much for answering that, ma'am. We'll further move to the next question. What impact does a patient overall health have along with a systemic illness? If a patient is diabetic or having any kind of systemic illness, will the oral health affect the systemic illness?
So this answer already WHO has given it on 1994 itself, where the entire theme for that year was oral health for your general health. So yes, your oral health determines your general health, and also your general health will determine your treatment objectives of your oral health. Okay, as you put forward whether they can, if you are having any systemic illness, like if you are having a uncontrolled diabetes or uncontrolled hypertension, then going for a dental extraction would be a contraindicated. Okay, if you are having any bleeding disorders or if you are kept on an anticoagulants, yes, you shouldn't go for you should inform your dentist even before you're going for an extraction that you are taking some anticoagulants on a daily basis. That's so important for you to inform that to your dentist. And the second point is, yes, your oral health determines your general health, because in many cases, if your oral health is having a bacteria like your staphylococcus or streptococcus, they might lead to an infective endocarditis, especially in patients who are having an underlying heart issues. Okay, and also there are studies which say that patients with porphyromonas gingivalis may also undergo Alzheimer's diseases. So I think yes, your oral health has a larger impact with your systemic health. Also, your systemic health has a more impact for your dental treatments.
Thank you so much for answering that, ma'am. Now let's go to the most trending and emerging dental hygiene procedures. Like most of them are now interested in the teeth correction, invisible aligners, at-home aligners, as most of the companies offer at-home aligner treatment without a dentist intervention. They just send all the aligner packs if necessary through an assistant. Like, is it safer to go for a aligner treatment without a dentist intervention?
Okay, let me clearly tell you people that no, without your dentist consultation, you cannot go for your aligner treatments, number one. And number two, your aligners will not make your teeth whiter. They might align your teeth, but they don't make your teeth whiter. Okay, coming back to your first point, see, if you go to your dental clinic or a dental office, the first thing is they take a consultation and the dentist will say you whether you really require the treatment or not. That might not be possible if you just call and ask them to have an aligner treatment. But if you just go to your dentist, he will just check your teeth and see what's the issue with your teeth. Is it a functional issue or an aesthetic concern? Okay, many people has a concern that, okay, just my front tooth are crooked, so I want to get my aligners done. No, you have to take all your entire oral cavity into consideration before getting your aligner treatment done. And also the second most important thing is, if you are having any other dental issues, especially if you have any caries lesions or if you are having any gum issues, those should be addressed first and then go for your aligner treatments, which will not be possible if you are taking an at-home aligner treatment, because at home nobody can treat you with your dental cavities, or an scaling activities cannot be done at your at-home service. So you have to visit your dentist for aligner treatment, and yes, they will say you exactly that how your treatment will go and how your outcome will be coming. That only dentist can tell you, not just your assistants. Yeah.
Thank you so much for answering that, ma'am. Well, further move on to the next question. If a root canal treatment fails, is there any other treatment option available for the patient other than extracting the tooth?
So again, once the treatment, if by any chance, once you're getting your root canal therapy done, and if you still feel the pain, please don't hesitate, go for the re-root canal, which is they will again remove the entire treatment that has been initially done, clean the canals and then again refill the canals. That option is still there for you. You can go for a non-surgical retreatment where they will again redo the procedure, okay, and still you have your own teeth. And then if there is any periapical pathology like a cyst or an underlying abscess, big things, then they will do a surgical correction and do a root canal where you still have your own teeth, because nothing can replace your natural teeth. So it's always better to have your natural teeth. If these two are not possible, yes, your dentist will be advising you to go for an extraction followed by your prosthetic part.
Thank you so much for answering that, ma'am. We'll further move on to the next question. If a patient is around 30 plus years, are there any age-related restrictions on root canal treatment and extraction, ma'am?
There is no consideration for age when it comes to root canals. The only two considerations that you will have if you are doing for a root canal is, in an elderly patients, we might see more amount of calcified canals. It might take more time. So in such cases, we keep a short appointments for the elderly people because they cannot sit in your chair for longer time. Okay. When it comes to a dental extraction, yes, if the patient is healthy and doesn't have any systemic illness, they can go for an extraction. But if the patient is having an uncontrollable diabetes or hypertensive, then they should make sure that it's in control and then only go for an extraction. And if there are any other systemic illness, they should provide this information to the dentist and stop few medications and then go ahead with your dental extractions.
Thank you so much for answering that, ma'am. Like, in your career till now, being a microdontist and being a co-founder and managing director of one of the greatest hospitals in Hyderabad, like, do you want to discuss with our attendees any one of the case where you find it a challenging and interesting to treat?
Yeah, there is one case for me, and the patient is also special for me till now because that patient came to me. He had there was multiple concerns to the tooth. Okay, it was a molar. It was a lower molar and was having a multiple concerns, and there was a file separation. There was a post placement, and there was a big lesion at the periapical region. And everybody suggested him to go for a dental implant in that scenario, but the patient was so reluctant to go for an extraction. He was so interested to save the teeth. He just flew from another state to here just to have the teeth. That really made me feel that yes, from my side, I think I should put more efforts to save the teeth. That should there for everybody, because everybody should know that your natural teeth cannot be replaced, even if it's an AI or chat GPT, anything. Your whatever robotics might come into action, but no, your natural teeth cannot be replaced by anything else. So make sure you're always respecting your natural teeth, whether it's an enamel dentin or anything. Make sure you're respecting your natural teeth and preserving it for further.
Thank you so much for answering all those questions for us, ma'am.